Newspapers dubbed her a naughty young foal, a colt in pasture, a fabulous little dish, the sauciest mamselle in all France. Her films were calculated pornography, flagrant, an undressing marathon. Sex, and nothing but sex, is rammed down one's throat, complained The Tattler, as a heavily censored version of her 1956 hit Et Dieu créa la femme was released in Britain. What a bore Miss Brigitte Bardot becomes with her insistence upon being raped. Bardot was 18 when she married her first husband, the film director Roger Vadim, in 1952. He explained her appeal. A woman's promise from the face of a child, an adolescent with a body cast from the same mould as the Venus de Milo. But Vadim believed that his young wife was more than just a woman. She is half man and half girl. She has the bottom of a young adolescent. She has something in the way that she talks and the way in which she is built, apart from the bust, which is very close to man. She is also psychologically very sentimental, the way a woman is sentimental, very vulnerable in the way a woman is vulnerable, yet absolutely masculine in her mental attitude to sex. It was his contention that the public only chose to be shocked by Bardot's on-screen nudity and unabashed sensuality to protect themselves from an uncomfortable truth. Bardot personified, without hypocrisy, a woman's right to enjoy sex, a right, up to that point, reserved for men. The only way in which society of the late 1950s could tolerate such flagrant desire was to rob its owner of her humanity, to reduce her to the sex kitten, so feline with her wide hazel eyes and sleek, slow movements, wrote the clearly infatuated Donald Zeck of the Daily Mirror, that I didn't know whether to offer her a cigarette or a saucer of milk. Bardot played along with the charade. You know, I have a temper, just like a cat. Sometimes I purr. Other times I scratch. I also bite. And sometimes that violence was turned upon herself. Brigitte Bardot's first 25 years had been tempestuous enough. At the age of 11, she watched her father attempt to commit suicide. By 14, she was on the cover of Elle magazine, and no longer her own property. She underwent an abortion when she was 17, and another which nearly proved fatal before her 20th birthday. When her parents refused her permission to marry Vadim, she attempted to gas herself. They saved her and bowed to her wishes. Et Dieu créa la femme, known in English as And Woman Was Created or And God Created Woman, established her as a worldwide scandal who shamelessly paraded her naked flesh. She was denounced by the Pope, hounded by photographers, treated as a body rather than a woman. As the film critic André Bazin suggested, Vadim had effectively created a heroine who only made sense by taking off her clothes. After she and Vadim divorced in December 1957, when Bardot was 23, she tumbled through affairs with famous French actors, acted in multiple features every year, and still found time to plot her own demise. I love living far too much to ever want to stop, she insisted to reporters in February 1958, shortly after ingesting sleeping pills and once again trying to gas herself. The press was informed that she was merely suffering from the after-effects of eating too many mussels. For recuperation, she fled to Saint-Tropez, establishing the sleepy Côte d'Azur resort as a honeypot for the paparazzi. 1959 brought a new affair, a second marriage, an attempt to induce an abortion by punching herself repeatedly in the stomach, another failed effort to end her life, a physical assault from her new husband, who compensated with his own effort to commit suicide, and a diagnosis that she was suffering a nervous breakdown. Her son, Nicolas, was born on the 11th of January 1960.